G'day Space Engineers and welcome to episode 12 here of Dronely. I've done a lot off camera, and if you haven't seen the last episode, it's not going to make much sense, but I've done just a little bit off camera. Wait for the lights to just kick in. I've got an elevator in, I've got the drone hub in, I've got the left and right entry and exit. I've got the infinite tunneler all the way up here, as well as the starting out of the space elevator. I've got a lot of things I'm going to explain in this episode, including triggering up at least 4 or 5 different types of drones to show you the sorts of problems I'm actually encountering and see if anyone else is having the same sort of problems. So I may need to skip the next episode and just bring out another episode the same time as this one, but next week, just for the fact that I'll see if I can try and catch up a little bit more, have a bit of a break, as this is about 15 hours worth of stuff plus another 8 hours worth of testing on all these different types of drones. I've got AI basics, I've got the recorder blocks going, I've got the remote blocks going, I've even got the really simple ice drone hooked up to the drill that we have all the way over there. There it is, just there. And more, but I want to try and trigger out all of these drones from left to right and try and explain a few things in the process. So before we get there, I'll just explain the elevator itself and anything else I may have done just up the top as well. So this elevator just works stacking all the pistons up right underneath here, set to 0.4 meters per second. So when this grid here is out of a sensor's range, which is underneath the elevator at the moment, it'll actually start closing those glass doors. At the same time, if I just skip on up here and go to this sensor here, it'll actually open these doors once it sees the subgrid of this elevator part. So zipping on up here, and let's see if we can start this up. I've just got a really simple hinge and just some armor plates for this door that'll just kind of open up, and just a hinge roof just like so. There's a bit of a cut out right here just while I've got the bobs building and testing pretty much what I'm just about to start building up and going on in the next episode. So let's turn this on, and we should be able to be as good as gravy to get this going. So let's just make sure that that's all connected onto that grid, as well as these little doobalackies down here. So what I'm going to go and do is turn these bobs on, and that can be just for the ending of the episode where we can trigger that on up to continuously drill up. So hopefully, let's just make sure. Okay, so that is on. I will definitely have to come back in case the bobs build up any higher than this. I don't think they will, because these are in the way. So we should be A-okay with that one. And this should just build all the way up nicely. So that should be rather good, and we'll just leave that as it is. Let's go ahead and lock it down a little bit, just so it's a little bit safer. Close that door, and let's go ahead and start triggering up these drones and explaining the sorts of pathfinding Vertex problems I'm kind of having. So I'll just go into the AI block, because this is the recorder block. There's the AI recorder. We've got a remote control only. We have the AI basic that also uses the same GPSs as that one, as well as another remote block on this more simplified drone. As I've got this one all working, does work, and we'll get to that in a second. I just need to do a little bit more tinkering on how to get it to re-trigger itself. So once it's gone out to the drill and it comes back, it will actually be able to be re-triggered for it to actually do that same exact job twice, or more than twice. So let's just get this on started up, and let's see what the sort of problems I've been having. So this is an AI recorder block which uses waypoints, not GPSs, which is absolutely fantastic for the fact that it actually goes in a direct straight line. So it's got one waypoint back there and another waypoint right here, including one directly above, one above the drill approach, and one on the drill dock itself. So as we're flying on over to the drill dock approach, I've had many problems with this thing, one of which the hydrogen and the tank and all that sorts of stuff. It keeps running out of fuel, which I'm gonna have to tinker with also. That's why it kind of looks a little bit different than what it does at the front of my base. That is still connected on with this drill itself. So let's just fly on down here and just turn my inertia dampeners off so I can just drop out of the sky. Since I've actually reloaded, this saved so many times. These two pistons are actually glitching out, so I'm currently in creative mode just so I can do this nice and easy and my jetpack doesn't run out and I can explain all of this without having to waste so much time in between kind of triggers and explanations, and I can just continuously go through everything. So this is now flying on down. I'll see if I can fly a little bit away from it, or was it nicer without me locking to it? No, doesn't really matter. Either way, it's just flying on down. Had to get rid of some of the thrusters on the side just so it doesn't use so much fuel at the same time. Used to overcorrect itself way too much. And 58%, hopefully we'll have enough. It's taking way too long to get down. Is that because the precision mode is still on? Nope. No reason whatsoever. It's just being a dick and it's just gonna be really slow. And it's just like, this is what I mean. It's just unnecessarily taking way too much time to get from one GPS to another. It shouldn't take this long. I've got it set to like 40 meters a second here. Where is it? To drill. No, this one here. 40 meters a second is not 2. I don't understand. It's got more than enough thrusters. It's got the downwards thruster. It's got all thrusters in all 6 positions. It just absolutely refuses to go any further than that. So now this is probably going to struggle getting back, and it didn't turn my thrusters off. Turn the thrusters off. Wait for it to fill up, if it is actually filling up. Yep, good. Drone thrusters on. I don't know what else I just turned on, but I hate when it disconnects me from that grid. So once it fills up from the drill and it just triggers on back again, it should come all the way back just above where that extra entrance is, fly on down to it and fly straight through without having any issues. But watch what happens. I'll go into its terminal and into the AI flight move. This waypoint is where it's supposed to be going now. Waypoint 3 is directly below it. It's nowhere else, it's just directly below it. And then we can just literally just sit here and do nothing. That's all it does. It will absolutely refuse to go to the next GPS, which is literally right below it. Right there. There's nothing in the way. Precision mode isn't on. Collision avoidance isn't on. Minimum altitude, it can move. It's aligned to P gravity. I've tried everything, and there goes the thruster. So that can go away, and let's try the next drone, shall we? It's literally just the same problem over and over and over again. So let's go to the next one, and let's trigger this one up. Pretty much the exact same way, except it's just slightly set up differently. So it will hopefully turn its precision mode and its collision avoidance on and off at optimum times throughout its actual flight to see if it would work. I haven't had it go any further than where you saw it fail just before. It just literally refuses, flat out refuses to fly down to in front of that entrance over there. It just won't. There's nothing I can do that'll make it do it. So until the game fixes its crap with the AI blocks, they will not be shown again in the rest of this season pretty much, because they're just broken. They do not work. Like the AI recorder should just go using one AI recorder block from there to there. No problem, does that every time. Second AI recorder block, from there, back, goes to the one above the drill, goes to the one above the actual entrance, and no more. That's it. Same thing every time. Same thing. It is really, really hot in this room at the moment because I've been pumping heat into this room, testing this thing out for the last 8 hours, almost putting my fist through my computer screen in the process, because no matter what I do, no matter what I try, no matter what I test, no matter what I change, no matter what I do, nothing works. Nothing works. And the only way I've gotten it to work is through a remote block with like 50 GPSs, which just blocks the screen out. Like, yeah, that's just great. That's just awesome. Like, the whole premise of this season is for this drone to do exactly what I've told it to do, and the game just absolutely flat out refuses. It just will not want to do it. Don't know why, don't know how, don't know what I need to do to fix it, but I've tried it all and nothing works. What are you doing now, thing? Collision avoidance and precision mode is on. Go. I don't remember turning them on. I really don't. Okay, so watch this. So I've got collision avoidance on. Precision mode is also on. Yet watch it ram right into the frickin' mountain. Every time, just about. Yeah, let me guess. Pathfinding Vertex. Waypoint 1. Waypoint 3. Hasn't moved an inch. Waypoint 4. Still hasn't moved an inch. Waypoint 5. Waypoint 6. Unload. And it will, yeah, Pathfinding Vertex. Excellent. Collision avoidance is on. Precision mode on. Yet it still rams into the mountain. No idea why. I literally have no idea why. All it had to do was go to the marker where I am right now, come on down, which it absolutely refuses to, and go on through there. That's all it needs to do. No, it just doesn't. It just doesn't want to do it. So now you've seen the result of both of these drones. Let's actually show you one that does work, at least temporarily. Trigger. So let's start this one. Is it not on? Let's turn it on. Let's allow that to trigger up. Excellent. So what this does is this actually uses GPSs. So here's one here. Every time it goes from one GPS to another, it actually goes up and over in an arc. And that's why I've had to place them so closely together like this, just so it actually won't run into the roof. So here's another one, another one, another one, another one, and up all the way. It's just the way this drone has to be working, and I just need to tinker with it just a little bit more. Something blew up, probably the tower upstairs. Not that GPS, I guess. That must have been for another different test. Then it comes on up to either the lower one, or it would go to the higher one. Up just here, yep, there we go. So it comes on up, nice and high, away from absolutely everything. There we go. Flies on over. Hopefully we'll have plenty of fuel by the time we get there. And it is currently on 20. Let's speed that up to 40. And then let's speed that one up to 40 when it gets on the way back. So hopefully it won't use so much fuel trying to fight the gravity in its longer flight time towards its drill dock approach GPS. So let's see how this one goes. As this one just uses the exact same remote block setup almost as the one out front of our base that uses this same drill dock itself as well. So this shouldn't have any problems or anything like that whatsoever. Hopefully, I've just got to try and figure out how I can get it to be able to re-trigger once it actually comes back to the base. we go. It's coming on down a lot faster. So it seems like the lower GPS placed closer to the dock rather than it being really high actually works much better. And yes, this is the smarter one that does use that old GPS and just overrides it just like so. So this might actually have the incorrect setting on its what's the name? Yes, it does. So I just need to go to the swap and trigger that one. So now that should be starting to fill up. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Just had to get the sorters itself to pull in the ore from the drill into the drone's cargo storage, as it had been triggered previously incorrectly. So that should fix that problem up, and it should just continue on just like so. And let's go, let's go, let's go. So this should now go pretty much the identical way it left the drone hub, but in reverse, obviously. So it should fly up above that kind of entrance, go right in front of it, fly through, and then around and dock onto its respective connector. Hopefully nice and easy. That should be really, really, really good. So let's see what we can do on that one. We've got the collision avoidance and all that should be off. Home base. Precision mode is on though, which should be turned off when it gets to here. Yep, when it gets to the approach above the actual entrance over here, it'll turn that precision mode back off again. And then I'll go into the home base. It should then fly down in front, go all the way through nice and easy. Here we go. So now this is the one it's trying to get to, the drone hub right approach. We just went below 50% hydrogen, so we've still got lots and lots of fuel on this one so far. Had to add like an extra 7 tanks, I think I ended up with at the end of it. More of which I can probably sneak around the insides of the drone itself. But I've just quickly whacked them on the back of this, so didn't have to waste more time filling this thing up, etc., or altering it too much. So with precision mode on right now, it wouldn't be flying down so fast or so easily. So it definitely has to be off for that one. And it should come on over to this GPS here. Excellent. Got right 1.9. Just the names I've got so I know which one's which or where it is. Got 1.75 just there. We've got a 1.25 just there. We've got a higher, older GPS, right 1. When I first kind of built this hub, I haven't actually been bothered to lower it like I should do and stop being lazy. We've got the right 0.5. And then the one it used to actually leave the actual drone hub, the drone hub center GPS. And then it should come on down nicely to the connector itself. This is the only way I've actually been able to get this drone to work as you just saw, and actually get it to work as it should. I think I'll leave it for now. I might have to skip the next episode and actually release another one the same time today, but next week, for the fact that I want to try and catch up and try and get things working with the AI recorder blocks. And hopefully Space Engineers and Keen Software House may update the AI recorder block and the AI functions in it for it to actually not do that Pathfinding Vertex problem and error I've been having. Whether the collision avoidance is on, whether the precision mode is on or not, it doesn't matter. It just won't work regardless. So, as all that's been shared out, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Stay sharp till next time as always. See ya!